welcome to our program, Women to Women. I'm Carol Paz, your hostess, and as we always promise, a very special lady is with us tonight. In fact, she's a returning guest with some brand new, exciting information. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors for the first half of the show. I'd like to thank Villa Basque Deli and Cafe right here in Carson City. It's the home of Pete's famous Basque chorizo, which is so delicious. We'd also like to thank Carpa Nevada LLC, importer of fine Portuguese olive oils, aged balsamic vinegar, and international health teas, as well as carsonnow.org. When you're interested in knowing what's going on 24/7 right here in the Capitol, go to carsonnow.org. And now let's welcome back Kame Masterson. Kame, thank you so much for coming in again.
Thank you, Carol. It's great to see you again.
You know, I can always count on something dramatically new and absolutely vital to all of our information. So for our viewing audience who might not have caught you the first and even second time around, you are involved with the process of skin on a very professional level. In fact, perhaps international level or global level as it's coming. So kind of catch us up, Kame, with where you first began with this deep passion and interest that you have for the skin itself.
Well, it actually all started with my mom. Because, and we all know that our mothers are going to tell us the truth, right?
Right. I count on it.
Anyway, after 30 years of smoking cigarettes, I was also down in Las Vegas. I used to be in the golf industry for 15 years. I'm an avid golfer.
Okay.
So I'm out in the sun a lot. But my mom, about 4.5 years ago, told me that my skin looked horrendous. So
thank you, Mom.
Exactly. So she motivated me to do something about it. So I went to a doctor. He put me on a skin regimen, and it didn't really do anything for my wrinkles.
Okay.
And then I did another treatment, and actually that totally failed because it was a treatment that I had to have 6 treatments of, but the esthetician had pushed too hard on my cheeks, and I actually started bleeding on my face, and I got a couple of scars. So I was searching.
Skin today.
Well, thank you.
Beautiful skin.
Thank you. Well, I was looking for something for to help my skin, and I work out at a gym in Reno, and I met a girl there that was 60 years old, and she had really beautiful skin. So I went up to her and asked her what she was using, and she told me about this device. So I asked her if I could buy one from her, and she said, sure. And so I started using it. About 7 or 8 weeks later, I would go home and visit my mom and my family on their onion farm.
Okay.
And they all started noticing a difference in my skin, and they asked me what I was using. And I told them that I was using this one machine, and I was working full-time at a job, and before I knew it, everyone wanted one of their own systems, and I started seeing a business opportunity, and so I actually quit my job about 4.5 years ago, and this is all I've been doing now because I think there's a real demand for people that want to look better and feel better or turn back the clock.
Well, and not only that, Kame, but I think we're just more concerned about the health, the overall health of our skin. It's the largest organ on our body, and if there are ways, verifiable ways, to really rejuvenate our skin, I'm interested. And I think males and females. And we're taking, you can contradict me here or correct me in any way, but I think even there's an attentiveness from young people. Okay, they have seen the damage to their parents' skin from smoking and or from drinking or from sun damage or all kinds of pollutions in the air, and they would like to keep from getting that situation happening to them. So there are many reasons that we can learn from you. Now, you have with you, are you still using the same products and the same machine, or have things graduated?
Things have actually graduated, Carol, and I'm glad you asked that question because our company just received approval on the world's first FDA-cleared facial device that uses the very first, and it has a self-adjusting current. And it's now labeled as a medical device for our face. And we're going to be launching this to the public in a couple of weeks. So I'm really, really excited about it.
Okay, now can I just touch this or pick it up?
Sure.
Okay. All right. This is an interesting looking device. It's very lightweight, almost weightless.
Yes.
So what kind of power, what can this do? How is it used, or what can it do is it just for the face? Is it for the neck? Is it for any other parts of the body?
It's actually designed just for your face.
Okay.
And what it does is it uses microcurrent technology, and microcurrent is proven to help enhance circulation, lift firm and toned saggy skin, and also stimulate collagen production. And so this is great, but it's a two-step process that we have now. And I think I said I was going to launch it in a couple of weeks. It's actually on October 15th that we'll be launching this.
Okay.
But it's a two-step process that people will use, and use a negative and a positive current to give you the facial treatment. But the most important part of the treatment is actually a technology that we have. We have a technology called Age Lock. And after you've given yourself the treatment, you're going to use an intense, rejuvenating facial gel mask that has this technology in it.
And that's what you're holding in your hand?
Yes, this is Age Lock facial gel mask.
Okay.
And I have to say, Carol, is that one of the biggest discoveries in anti-aging science ever is called Age Lock. And what that is that our company has partnered with the leading genetic scientists from Purdue, Stanford, and a company called LifeGen. And what they've come upon is a proprietary way of looking at the human genetic code. They've been able to identify the very genes that cause us to age, and they've developed this technology called Age Lock to address those genes and reset them back to a more youthful expression. And
wait a minute. I have to comprehend this, what you're saying. They are changing genetics or genes back to a more youthful gene?
No, they're not changing.
Okay.
I take that back. It's not changing the actual gene. What we're doing is we're changing the way that gene is being expressed. All right?
How does a gene express itself?
Well, you know, there's a lot of different ways that a gene expresses itself.
Okay.
But what we're talking about is the science of epigenetics. That is what our company has been dealing with.
Okay.
And in fact, our exclusive partner, LifeGen Technologies, they're one of the world's leading genetic research companies. They've been doing 30 years of genetic research. They've been on CNN, they've been on 60 Minutes. Well, anyway, they've been our exclusive partner.
Okay.
And a few years ago, our company purchased LifeGen Technologies. And
you bought the whole thing up.
We bought the whole thing along with their 30 years of genetic research and their genetic database. Our company owns that now. And this science of epigenetics is very, very revolutionary. In fact, it was on the cover of Time magazine about how the new science of epigenetics reveals how the choices that we make today can change our genes. That's exactly what our company has been researching.
Okay.
And why our DNA is not our destiny anymore. So
that's a lot to absorb.
Yes,
okay.
It is.
Actually, if I hear you, and correct me if I'm wrong, we've always believed up until recently that our DNA had set the whole tone, basically, of how we're going to look, how we're going to deal with certain illnesses, a proclivity towards certain illnesses, a certain blood type, etc. But now, are you saying that because of this new high-tech genetic company with 30 years of research, and what they've discovered is that we can actually look forward to getting rid of some of the negatives in our DNA, or deal with those negatives at a better level?
Exactly. That's what our company has been doing research on, and that's what we're coming out with now. And in fact, this technology that I've been discussing, our company has 18 patents on this Age Lock technology. In fact, it's out in this New York Times best-selling book right now called The Aging Myth. And it deals with the science of epigenetics. And Let me explain a little bit about epigenetics.
Please.
Our genes don't change. Like, let's take two twins, for instance. They have the exact same DNA genetic makeup.
If we're talking about identical twins.
Exactly.
Okay,
Identical
not fraternal
twins.
Okay.
Identical twins. And one twin, maybe what she does, she lays out in the sun all her life. Maybe she's smoking, drinking, maybe she's doing drugs. Well, the exact same twin who has a better lifestyle, who's not smoking and drinking, well, you take those twins after so many years and you look at the both or the two of them, one is going to age more quickly than the other. And those genes that are affected are being expressed differently than the other twin.
And you know, I can back up what you're saying with actual classroom experience. During my career as a teacher, in several different areas, I had a total of 7 identical twins in my classes. And it took me a while to learn, you know, the subtle differences between those identical twins. But I traced them, I kept track of them throughout their years. I had them as 5th graders, I sometimes had them as 10th graders, but, and in different places. And lifestyle had, when they came back together for reunions or they came back to the school system that I was still in to visit me or to talk with other teachers, etc., if they had not led basically the same lifestyle, and one had led a more dangerous, adventuresome in terms of what they ingested. There was a big difference between what I was looking at now, what I was looking at 10 years ago or 15 years ago. And my mind kept circling around inside saying, okay, tell me where you are, what you're doing with your life now, what are you invested in, etc. And we were excited to see each other, but there was a difference. It didn't happen with each set, of course, because identical twins really stay so close, soulmate-wise. But on a couple, they had split, gone their separate ways. And it showed. It showed. So let me ask you, Kame, in terms of the discoveries, and this company name, again, is?
Nu Skin.
Nu Skin. Can you share with us a couple of the research items that stuck with you, that stick with you, or that make a difference when you explain it or help people to understand what some of the research is now revealed? And you have started, you said, okay, when we smoke a lot or when we drink a lot, etc., we can often change the original DNA into something else. Okay.
Another big factor that our company, we do the anti-aging on the inside also.
Okay.
And some of the research, aging starts from the inside, actually.
Okay. Now, that's key. And many of us, we only think superficially. We only think on the outside. But when we come back in the second half, I'd like you to help us understand where it begins on the inside.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll work our way out.
All right.
Don't go away. This is fascinating discussion. We'll be right back.
I was 36, wanted to do something that was boldly different. We sold our house, drove west with the idea that we were going to be in the wine industry. We lived in a teepee for 2 months.
I mean, if you're going to do something, why not do it with your whole heart?
It's that creative outlet of being able to make something and make something that comes from the land. Bank of the West said, we have complete faith in your brand. Don't do anything to compromise it. Banks don't say things like that.
Hi, I'm Stephen Lincoln with CarsonCityHomes.com, Carson City's original online real estate resource.
At CarsonCityHomes.com, you get effective and easy-to-use tools to help you select your next home today. With our easy-to-use website, you can search listings throughout Northern Nevada and narrow the results by selecting every facet, quirk, and quality you desire. Visit CarsonCityHomes.com.
to the Carson Horseshoe Club for fun and friendly service. Play your favorite games. Join our Players Club, where you get cash for points plus food comps, and enjoy casual dining in our Lucky Horse Grill. Get it all in the heart of downtown Carson City at the family-owned, local favorite Carson Horseshoe Club.
Welcome back to the second half of Women to Women. We're here with Kame Masterson on a fascinating discussion with the aging of the skin, but also the new developments that are returning our skin to a much healthier way of living. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors of the second half. Dr. Kent Gabriel, MD, noted plastic surgeon right here in Carson City. Dr. Gabriel's specialty is microsurgery of the hands. We'd also like to thank the Carson Horseshoe Club, located in the historic district of our capital. If you're thinking about a light breakfast or a light lunch and you just like to wander back into time, why not visit their newly renovated dining room? And I'd like to thank, last but not least, Bank of the West. Right here in Carson City, a customer-friendly bank. When you walk in, they know your name at Bank of the West. So let's return to Kame. All right, Kame, we left off where you were saying that actually deterioration of our skin begins on the inside of us. How do you mean that?
Yes, it does. And the way that I can describe this is the amount of antioxidants that we have in our body is going to affect the way that we look on the outside. It also affects the health of our hair, our eyesight, and our teeth and gums. So you want to have a high antioxidant level to prevent that oxidization that affects our skin.
So when we talk about antioxidants, are we going to be talking about the foods that are high in antioxidants?
Sure. Foods that are high in antioxidants, good nutrition is very, very important. The amount of fruits and vegetables that you eat.
Especially the dark green leafy vegetables.
Exactly,
right?
yes. You want
Citrus
to have
fruits.
Yeah, you want to have a lot of that dark leafy green vegetables and the fruits and vegetables. And the fruits.
And garlic and onion, whether you saute them.
Yes. That all affects affects your health.
Yes.
So we have this technology that you can actually measure a person's antioxidant level. In fact, Dr. Oz, when he did a segment on how to reduce your risk of developing cancer, and one of the ways is by having a high antioxidant level, he found out that our company has the only technology in the world to actually measure. He called us up and measured or used our biophotonic scanner to measure his entire audience for that show. And as you know, we're not getting enough nutrition from our diet alone.
Okay, so when you talk about, and now, is this a scanner that you brought with you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, how does this work?
It uses Raman spectroscopy, which is Nobel Prize-winning technology that was developed by C.B. Raman years ago. But it uses a laser light, and so when people, they can put their hand over the blue laser light, they can find out in 30 seconds what their antioxidant level is.
For the whole body?
For the entire body. It comes out in your skin. And when I'm talking to people, I describe it as when you get scanned on the biophotonic scanner, it's actually, well, the Nutritional Business Journal lists this as being more accurate than a blood serum test. With a blood serum test, you're going to get about a 17% variance dependent upon what you eat for the day. Well, this is taking back what you've been doing to your body for the last 60 days. So it's actually, there's only a 3% variance in the biophotonic scanner.
That's quite a difference between 17 and 3. Okay.
Exactly. So, and you know, when you go and get a blood serum test, they don't want you to eat certain things before you have that test. Well, this is taking into account because it's coming out into your skin, and it takes so many days to come out into your skin. I compare it to like taking a drug test. You can have the urine, or you can have your hair follicle test. Well, the hair follicle test is a lot more accurate than a urine test, and this is the hair follicle test.
I see, okay. So, I see that you have brought some other information. Now, does that pertain to the levels of antioxidants in our body, or is this something else?
What I wanted to show you, Carol, is that, you know, earlier in the show we mentioned the exclusive patents that we have on this age-lock technology.
Yes.
Well, our company purchased, well, our exclusive partnership was with LifeGen Technologies.
Correct.
And a couple of years ago, we actually purchased LifeGen, and now we have that database. Well, along with that purchase, LifeGen Technologies had the ability to take a heat map picture of a person's 52 genes that are related to the aging process in the heart, brain, and the muscle. So they can take a heat map picture of those 52 genes in a young person. And as you know, when we're young, we have so much energy, we have our memory, we have incredible focus, we have a libido. And then what happens, so you can see what happens, how they're being expressed.
Okay, I'm just going to put this, okay, to show our audience. Okay, now this is what she's referring to, my friends. And if I turn it a little bit more towards Kame, can you explain, Kame, for our viewing audience, what this means actually?
Sure. So the 52 genes that are related to your heart, muscle, and your brain in a young person, those 52 genes are expressed, and you can see how they're color-coded in the far left example. Okay. Well, as we age, you know, we start losing our memory, our focus, our energy levels start going down, our libido, and so we can take a heat map picture of those exact same 52 genes in an older person. Okay. And it's like turning the dial down or the volume on a stereo. That's what happens. The genes that are affected by the aging process start being turned down, some start being turned up, and you can see by the way that they're color-coded on that. Well, after a person, that same older person, after they've been on a supplement that we have with this age-lock technology in it, 92% of those genes can be reset back to a more youthful expression.
92%?
92, and you'll see how similar that older person, and that's the exact same older person after they've been on the age lock for 30 days, 92%, and they're being expressed like when we were young again. And that's why, Carol, this technology was so revolutionary that our company was featured on the Discovery Channel for our genetic breakthroughs.
Wow, that is exciting. So in layman's terms, okay, bringing this to the level where our viewing audience and this hostess, okay, can understand exactly what you're saying or to the best of our abilities. We have choices that we can make. We have opportunities that we can step into with this new technology, all right? And why would this technology perhaps take me, for example, okay, I have lines on my face, I have wrinkles, I have, you know, skin marks, et cetera, and I've decided to kind of age gracefully, okay, without surgery, et cetera. But this would interest me because it's almost non-invasive.
Yes, it is. And I think more and more people are going the non-invasive route, but for those that might want to go the invasive route, this will extend the results.
Okay, over a longer period of time.
Exactly.
All right.
So, and I have to say this, Carol, is that you have beautiful skin.
You've
taken very good care of your skin. It looks awesome.
Okay, thank you. At the same time, you know, I'm not opposed at all to anybody, man or woman, who likes to have that little tuck here and there. I think it's a great choice to have. So what we're seeing develop are more choices for us.
Exactly.
Okay,
so,
and that's wonderful. The menu is getting larger.
Exactly. So if people, you know, might hesitate about doing the surgical route,
right,
we offer a non-invasive, but I think it all starts from the inside. We have to be healthy on the inside, and I think that's the major trend right now.
Yes.
You see all of these whole foods popping up. You see people eating more organic. People are becoming more educated, and finally to have this technology has been highly significant. So now people can actually find out if whatever they're eating or whatever vitamin they're taking is actually working.
And I see more and more gardens being planted.
Yes.
More interest being taken in, you know, things that don't have insecticides or pesticides on them, and you almost have to turn to your own little private gardens to grow what you like to eat, to can what you like to can, and there seems to be a return, an appreciation for going back to some of the things that really make a difference in our overall health, our vitality, and the length of our lives, the length of our lives. It's good to be healthy because God willing, you're going to be around to enjoy children and grandchildren in a healthy manner.
Exactly.
So if we are interested in something like this, Kame, do we call you? Is there a place that we can inquire as to perhaps, depending on what we want, the cost of it?
Oh, sure. People can call me on my cell phone. I'll give that out publicly.
It'll be on our television screen as well. Okay.
And or they can go to my website, kame.nsproducts.com.
Okay, and that will be on our website or on our television show as well. So now, you have personally invested in this.
Yes.
Okay. And what differences or what have you learned since being involved, so intimately involved with these products?
I realized that with these products, our company has over 100 full-time scientists. Many of them are PhD level. And we have 4 research and development companies around the world. And the science and technology that goes into this company is top-notch. No one else even comes close. So that's what I've learned. I like that science and development. They've invested over $1 billion in just this research.
Mercy, mercy, mercy.
So, and it's amazing the cutting edge and what people are coming out with nowadays, and the how rapidly things are developing. And this age-lock technology, it's our platform for the next 10 years. We also have, we put the age-lock technology in a weight loss product last October. People are becoming more and more familiar with this age-lock brand. In fact, it's a $3 billion brand now. But when we launched the age-lock in a weight loss product last October, we sold out of $40 million of this product in 2 hours and 32 minutes, just here in the US. And our company is actually a global company. We're located in 53 different countries, but that was just here in the US.
Oh my, oh my. So this is a real, not only another choice, but it's a challenge to the pharmaceutical companies. You realize that?
Well, you know, our 2 founders came from the pharmaceutical company.
Oh,
the leading research and development from Wyeth Home Labs, Dr. Joe Chang. He was on the product development team that developed Rapamune, which is the leading pharmaceutical to help with organ donation.
Yes.
And the other gentleman that formed Pharmanex, which is one of our branches, his name is Dr. Michael Chang, and he came over from Merck.
Oh, yes.
And so they wanted to develop an all-natural supplement that held itself at the same FDA standards in a non-regulated industry.
And that's so important to the American public, isn't it, to know that it's FDA approved? Because I have lived in countries, perhaps you have also, where there is no regulation of any kind. So we come back into the States with a new appreciation for not only the high-tech development and the focus that some of these brilliant, brilliant researchers have, and they're working for the betterment of us all. Of course, their inventiveness has won them the Nobel Prize, okay? Their inventiveness has brought them a huge sum of money, but it goes back into new technology for the rest of us as well.
Exactly.
So I want to say thank you, Kame, so much for this update. It's exciting, it's extraordinary, and it's very human, it's very people-oriented. Thank you.
Thank you, Kara.
You're welcome. Well, I hope that you have learned as much as I have, and I hope I can remember as much as was given to me tonight. But we want to thank Kame again, and we look forward to seeing you next week with a brand new guest. In the meantime, we ask that you have a good evening. Stay well. Good night.